What's up everyone? Alex Corey here with cultivatedchange.com, and I screwed up my lower back. So this video we're going to go over corrective exercise and preventative exercise to be used as a routine in the morning, before bed, or as to be integrated into your warm-up to try to prevent that. Lower back pain is a huge cause of injury in the US and world, mostly because of just civilization and the way we work now. Most of our days are spent either sitting or driving or in some compromised position. We're not moving fluidly anymore, so lower back tends to be underactive. I haven't been in the gym for a week because I've been in pain, so we're going to go over very mild corrective exercises that are easy to integrate into your warm-up, or that you can do 3 times a day, 3 times a week, whatever you remember to do, to try to help strengthen the muscles that are going to be stretched and weak, and we're going to try to stretch the muscles that are overactive, so just rebalance everything. These aren't lower back specific exercises because most of the time it's not actually your lower back muscles that are the issue. It's going to be the muscles that are supposed to help with the balancing and load control of your lower back. So glute medius, hamstring is usually in there, and we'll do a little bit of core, but it's predominantly rebalancing all the muscles that are supposed to stabilize the spine. We're going to do 3 main exercises, and I'll give you a band version and a bodyweight version of each. Let's get going. Our first warm-up isn't going to be an exercise. This is going to be a test to see how bad your lower back is and whether you should be doing anything at all, or you should just be either laying down or standing upright, just letting it heal. If you can do this, then you'll probably be fine with the rest of the workout. And this is what I'm using as a gauge. This is just the cat-cow pose from yoga. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, pretty straight up and down. If it hurts to do this, that's not a good sign. We're going to start by stretching first, and then slowly start to extend and see how far you can bend and flex. If you can do this flexed without a lot of pain, you're going to be in good shape, hopefully. Do this for like a minute just to warm up your lower back. Just flexing and stretching slowly. Start working those lower back muscles through range of motion. Do that for about a minute, and we're going to go into our first exercise from this position. First exercise is going to be the quadruped opposite arm leg reach. This isn't really an exercise, this is a priming. So this is going to work our entire posterior chain, calves, up through hamstrings, glutes, low back, lats, shoulders. This gets the entire rear side of our body working. Try to balance this out and make everything a little more active if you've been sitting all day. We're just going to do this for about 45 seconds. Like I said, 45 seconds, push each side. So push that way with your legs, reach that way. You want to feel your body stretch out. You should feel your glutes taking most of the brunt of the work connected to your hamstring, but that shouldn't feel a ton in your lower back. You do want to make sure you're bracing through all of these. Make sure you're putting some pressure on your abs so it's stabilizing your spine. And we'll go into our first glute exercise. A lot of you are going to know this from the gym, or just from any aerobics or calisthenics program. This is going to be a hip thrust or a hip bridge. This is going to activate your glutes above all else, because your glutes are a major muscle and should be responsible for tilting your body straight. So a lot of us, myself included, arch our backs when we stand, because everything that flexes, our back is overactive and our glutes are under. So instead of this, if your glutes are active, your back's gonna line up, your lower back will tilt under to a more straight up and down posture to have your spine be better supported. So we're just gonna hit our glutes. So we want, lay down, knees are gonna be above the feet. Spread your feet about 30 degrees or so. Straight is fine, but I feel I can activate my glutes a little better if my feet are slightly wider than hip and out 20 or 30 degrees. Brace your core. You can put your hands down and then just raise up and down. Just make sure your knees and your calves or shins are straight. And you want to be pulling with your glutes when you do this. You shouldn't feel a ton elsewhere. Your hamstrings will take some because they have to, but you should be contracting your glutes, and right about here is when you'll feel them start to release. You don't need to go down any further than that. So you keep your lower back flexed and then just flex up and down like that, as slow as you need to. 45 seconds per set. If that's not doing anything for you and you don't feel any glute activation, grab a dumbbell, put it on a towel or something. These pants are thick enough, but put it on your hips, knees over feet, and just hold it on your hips and do the same thing. You can basically put any weight just on a towel on you, or if you have an Olympic bar or something like that. But the trick is just to keep your knees over your feet when you do this. And again, time is more important than reps on this. You just want to feel your glutes working, contract at the top, and burn. For our glute medius, which is always underactive, we are going to target the leg raise. You can do this on the ground if you don't have a band, and that's just on your side doing this motion. A lot of them, like 25 to 50. I don't prefer that just because it's not constant tension. You're only working against gravity. If you have an exercise band, greatly prefer this. Doesn't take as many and constant tension. So put it under your feet if you do have one, and as much tension as you want. So the higher you raise this, obviously the more tension. I just like putting it here so I can forget about holding it. And then from feet close, just walk as many times in either direction as you want. I don't have a ton of space here. I would usually just cross the floor, but I like to go side to side. And I usually do a pyramid set with these. So I will go 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you get it. Do that up to 10 on either side. It takes about a minute and a half usually, or as quickly as you want. And your glute medius right here, you should feel that right on the side of your butt, should be in pain at the end of that. You can also do it on the ground, but the resistance band I find, don't let your body swing it out. So a slow controlled push your leg out and then follow. Push, follow, push, follow. So you're driving with your hip, and your leg just happens to be attached to the band, but you're pushing, initiating with right here. Do that for until you fatigue 3 times. I let myself rest about 45 seconds. If you don't have a ton of time, 1 to 10 is plenty. That thing gets active pretty quickly because it isolates it and almost nothing else does. It's useful in every exercise, but that'll light it on fire. Our finisher is going to be our face pull. This isn't a low back strengthening exercise, but since we're doing corrective exercise, and if you're doing a routine anyway, this is the best upper body stabilizing exercise. It's going to hit all of our rotator cuff and posterior deltoid. Most of the time, shoulders roll forward. So just to round out the body, we're going to pull it backwards. So you can do this without a band, if you just have make sure you're standing up straight if you have low back pain, but I can slouch a little bit. If you're here, the goal is going to, with thumbs back, try to push your arms behind you, and instead of this, almost rotate your arms that way. So like that, and try to drive your thumbs down behind you like this. And you'll feel a pretty nasty contraction right here. Mine almost try to cramp when I do it because they're so underactive, and try to squeeze the back there. This motion isn't as important as feeling the contraction, squeezing back there. Do that for about 45 seconds. Once you're warm and you can feel those muscles, if you have a band, this is my favorite. We're just gonna do a face pull, but instead of coming up and down, since that's gonna encourage your lower back to arch, and we're avoiding that, just bring the band down here. Same motion, so just come back and try to bring those thumbs back into the ground, and you'll feel those rotator cuff muscles fire pretty heavily. This gets a lot of your smaller back stabilizers too, rhomboids, traps get in there, teres major, teres minor, all those, and that's fine. Just make sure you are not arching your lower back when you do this, or else you'll exacerbate the issue. And do that for as many as it takes for your little muscles behind your shoulder to get tired. It's not at least 45 seconds usually, but they're pretty small muscles, so they might tire pretty quickly. And that's it. So this is just meant to be a very quick early morning, get ready for the day, or you're already warm for the day and you just want to work on your stabilizing muscles around your lower back. And once you're feeling better, we can start doing more lower back specific strengthening exercises. I'll do an entire other video on the main postural distortions, upper cross syndrome, lower cross syndrome, knee valgus, and just in general strengthening your core and lower back. I work that into every routine, but sometimes I overdo it and tweak my lower back. So it is completely body specific, but we'll go over that in the next video. Until next time, build your community, build your resilience. Thanks for stopping by.